Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be read with me for a week, and the amount of time I read each day is going to be dependent on the first number I kind of see each day. I'm obviously not going to include when I wake up because that's a bit silly, and the first number I probably see is the time. So we're going to do like just a bit of fun. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going out this morning to the shops, so I guess I'll just look out for a number and obviously film that for you when I see the first number. And yeah, we'll see how it works. It might be that I don't get up to the goal any of the days. It's Sunday today, so I have a bit more time to read today, but obviously during the week I'll be working, so it might not be realistic goals each day, and that's fine. I'm just kind of having a bit of fun with my reading vlog for the week basically, but we'll obviously try and get to it. I also don't know if this mic is even working with my new phone, but I wanted to test it out and just see if I prefer the audio in this clip or this video to some of my other ones with my new phone. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. As I said, I will be looking out for a number as I go out to the shops, and that will be the amount of time I read. And the reason I've chosen time is because I am listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to The Favourites. I'm really enjoying that, so I just feel like it works better that way. And then I'm also trying to finish The Rural Diaries by Hilary Burton Morgan as well, which is a physical book. So that's my aim for the week, honestly, just to finish those two, but we'll see if I pick up any other books as well. And let's just get straight into the video. Okay guys, so it is almost the end of Sunday. It's about 4 o'clock, I'm pretty sure. So I have read the 29 pages. So I hope you're kind of getting a gist of what this video is going to be. I'm literally just going to be looking out for numbers that I can use as the amount of time I'll read for that day. So today we had 29 because I saw a price tag. Don't know why I called it that. Do we call it price tag? I feel like that's an American saying, but it had £29 on it. You would have seen I started reading The Rural Diaries by Hilary Burton Morgan, and this one is just like a memoir kind of book. So I've been going through it very slowly, but I have been enjoying it. And I started chapter 15, so I've read chapter 15 today. That started on 211 and I finished that chapter, and that took us up to page 237. So that is 26 pages, I'm pretty sure, if I'm doing the maths correct. 26 pages is obviously long for a chapter, and these chapters definitely are long, which is probably part of why it's taking me so long. But I only have, I think, like 30 pages left, so I'm planning to finish this today anyway, just because it's been a long time coming. I want to finish it. And then, I don't know if you guys would have seen, because I kind of flopped my little clip, but I was crocheting because I got a little crochet kit for my birthday for like Valentine stuff, and I listened to The Favourites whilst I did that, and I also gave up on that because I'm very easily frustrated with like stuff. This crochet thing is really annoying me. My mum's really good at it, which helps because she can help me out, but it's also just like, why can't I do that? So yeah, anyway, I was reading Favourites, but I've obviously got the physical copy. I figured out that I started on part 4, which is called The Game, and that is 259 pages into the book. So I started on a part, which is really good, and I finished listening to it on chapter 54. So I think that was like 3 or 4 chapters in total. This book kind of follows chapters, but then it has little separate kind of chapters with like news, interviews kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to say how many chapters. I guess they're kind of included in the chapter probably, but part 4 starts with an interview. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I'm up to chapter 54, and that was page 281. So doing the maths off the top of my head, that is 22 pages. Yeah, 22 pages. So I read 22 pages of this, 26 pages of that, which is 48 pages, I'm pretty sure. So 48 pages in 29 minutes. That's pretty good, I feel like. As I said, I am going to probably finish The Rural Diaries today. Still got a decent amount of The Favourites to go, so we'll keep that going for the week. I might read it physically as well. We'll have to see. I do like reading physically. I just find it harder during the work week to do that. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. But that is the end of Sunday. Okay guys, it is Monday and I am working from home. As you can tell, it's my lunch break at the moment, but you would have seen this morning I did start my day of reading today. So I ended up choosing 25 minutes from the little clip that you saw yesterday. I ended up finishing Rural Diaries, ended up almost finishing The Favourites yesterday. I just got in such a mood reading it, like physically. So this morning I woke up a bit earlier and I did read and finish The Favourites. So to finish that took 14 minutes. So I have 11 minutes left for today's reading. I'm not too sure what I want to read. I don't know if I'm going to read on my break. Probably I will, because obviously it's only 11 minutes. But I did really enjoy The Favourites. I think I'm going to rate it about 4.25 stars. I love the drama and I liked the whole storyline. I just couldn't really get over what the male main character does in this book, and also the best friend. It kind of depends what kind of person you are. For me, it's just something I couldn't get over personally, so when I see it happen to characters in books, it's just like, you deserve so much better. But I did really enjoy it. To be honest, I do think I am in the mood for a romance, just to like have like an actual good romance in comparison to The Favourites, which isn't like, that was a toxic romance. It kind of wasn't a romance in some ways. I just want like a good light-hearted one. So my two options are Daydream or The Bodyguard. I need to read Daydream just to finish off that series and to like catch up. I loved that series when I read it a few years ago. There's just something about it, and it's obviously quite long. I don't know. Bodyguard, I know I'm gonna love this. Catherine Center is very like, her books are light-hearted, but they do have not light-hearted topics in them, and I do know that there's some mentions of like health and stuff that could trigger me a little bit of my health anxiety. I do think this is like what I'm in the mood for in terms of a romance, so I'm a bit stuck. I think I'm gonna choose Daydream. I think obviously I only need to read 11 minutes today, so it's really not very long, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. It's only 11 minutes of reading, so yeah, let's go with Daydream. Okay guys, it is Wednesday. I didn't really film much yesterday and I failed yesterday. I think you would have seen I chose 87 minutes as my timer for yesterday, which was very wishful thinking, especially because I went out for dinner yesterday. I don't know why I thought I could read for over an hour when realistically I only had like an hour and a bit to read like at all yesterday. I think in total I read 16 minutes. So I thought today we could just carry over this timer and try and get it down. Maybe I'll push it into tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is another in the office day, and this is just the reality of working in the office, so this is very realistic, I guess. I just don't think I'm loving Daydream enough to like read over an hour of it today. I think that's kind of what's holding me back with it. There's definitely like little fun flirty moments with Henry especially that I like, and it's just something I really like about Hannah Grace's writing. She's really good at like the banter, I guess. Her male characters I feel like are really good, and I obviously like, there's many books where I like the male main character, but there's something about her ones in this that I don't know how to describe it. We'll just have to see if I do read over an hour today. Okay guys, so it's Friday morning right now and I didn't finish the timer yesterday, but I got a decent amount down. I was just way too ambitious with the time that I chose in the beginning. I think it was an hour 27 for Tuesday, but I am 28 minutes and 56 seconds. I think I can do it. I'm working from home, I have my lunch break, have a bit of time after work, and then I'm going out. So I think I can do it. I have been enjoying it as well. Like, I definitely don't dislike it, and I do look forward to reading it. I would say the like nostalgia and like the magic of like reading the first book when I read it, that feeling isn't there anymore. But there's still like a familiarity kind of thing with obviously the characters and like the setting. So I am enjoying that aspect of it. I just feel like that like really strong connection I had to the series isn't really there anymore. So maybe one day I will reread Icebreaker. I don't know though, because I did love it at the time and I don't know if I still would. But saying that, like, there's nothing wrong with this book. Like, I do really like Hallie as a character, and I obviously do really like Henry as a character, and I do like all of the side characters. So I don't really know what is keeping me back. I guess it's just because it's been so long since I read the other two books and I'm kind of just disconnected from this world now. I'm liking the college setting. I'm liking obviously the ice hockey, but they don't really talk about it too much, so I would have preferred it to have a little bit more because I did miss that in Wildfire. I think how far am I in? 126 pages. So I might finish this in the video, but I also might not. So you might just have to wait for my February wrap up to hear my thoughts. The other thing that I did think though is that I do really love texts in books. Like, I know that it has to be a certain type of book to have like a text chain in it, but I really like that in a book because it just like gives a little bit of insight into how that person is like outside of your first person view of them or like third person view of them. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I like that. I'm like a similar age to this now, so that in that aspect I like it, because obviously when I first read the Icebreaker book, I think I was 19, 18. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I am enjoying it and we will read today. But first I do have to work. Okay guys, it is now Sunday morning. It's the end of this video. I feel like it kind of took a bit of a turn from what it originally was meant to be, and it's kind of turned into more of just a realistic reading for a week. But I've still enjoyed myself and I've definitely read more than I would normally do in a week just from filming this. So I'm definitely not complaining. Let's just get into wrapping up the week. So on Sunday, I ended up reading a lot more than I had chosen for myself. I read for 128 minutes, which is obviously just over 2 hours. I finished The Rural Diaries by Hilary Burton Morgan. I really enjoyed this. It was definitely a reading day for me that day, and yeah, I enjoyed this. I would recommend it if you like Hilary Burton Morgan, if you know of her, or if you're interested to hear about kind of a different side of celebrity life. And like, obviously she's gone to this rural town, she's kind of bringing the town back to life following something that happens in that town to one of the specific shops, and like that kind of thing, just like small town, good vibes, but also hardships. And on Sunday as well, I got almost to the end of The Favourites, but on Monday I did finish it. I ended up reading for 40 minutes on Monday, but I think about 10 of that was finishing The Favourites. I rated this at 4.25 stars. I did really enjoy it. I feel like I've kind of said my piece on it and why it didn't reach the 5 stars, which I feel like a lot of people have rated it 5 stars. I just feel like I feel quite strongly in these kind of situations where the main character is kind of done dirty so many times by their love interest that it just gets to a point where I don't want them to be together. And I think Katerina deserved more than what she ended up getting from Heath and also from the friend that I don't remember the name of. So yeah, that's my thoughts on favourites. Then obviously Tuesdays where it went downhill. I think I chose about 87 minutes to read that day, and I ended up reading for 16. Then on Wednesday I ended up reading for 19, trying to build that back up. Thursday for 21, Friday for 23, and then yesterday, Saturday, which was Valentine's Day, for 10. So I've ended up being about halfway through Daydream by Hannah Grace. I definitely am really enjoying it. I have liked that we've seen a bit more of the ice hockey boys now that we've got a bit further into the book, because that was definitely missing in the second book, Wildfire. It's nice to see them, and like I feel like I kind of forgot about some of them, so it's nice to have kind of the dynamic back, but it's definitely not the same without the like older boys in it anymore. I also feel like I'm seeing how well of a pair Hallie and Henry are. They definitely work together, and I feel like Henry is exactly what Hallie needs, because he comes across very confident, and he's also very reassuring, and it's definitely what Hallie needs. I don't feel like she's very confident in herself. A large part of Hallie's character is that she is kind of a people pleaser and maybe doesn't have enough confidence in herself. She feels like she upsets people kind of easily, if that makes sense, and just that maybe she's not a good friend, or that she's not people's friends when she considers them her friends, if that makes sense. She's just not confident in that kind of thing and in friendships because of her past relationship. Obviously Henry has a lot of friends, he's in the ice hockey team, and she's now getting more friends, but she's still not very confident in the friendships. I feel like Henry is what she needs to like kind of grow out of that, but it is getting to the point where she keeps bringing it up to her friends, like, oh, I've been a bad friend, or like I feel like you hate me, that kind of thing. And it could get to the point where it gets annoying if it doesn't grow, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna grow out of that a little bit. So yeah, I have been enjoying it. I will probably finish this by the end of this week, hopefully, but we'll have to see. It will probably be in my February wrap up, so you will hear more of my thoughts and obviously my final rating as well. But yeah, those were the 3 books that I did read in this video. I obviously only read a little bit of the Rural Diaries in this, and then Favourites and Daydream. I would recommend all of them. I've kind of talked about Rural Diaries and who I would recommend them to, but obviously the Favourites, if you've seen anything about it and it sounds like something you'd like, definitely give it a read. Daydream, look at Icebreaker. I do feel like Icebreaker is the best book in the series. It's the first one, but it's definitely to a specific crowd. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a nice Valentine's, whether you were out with friends or with your partners or just at home doing like a self-care day. I hope you had a nice day. So I will see you in the next video.